We purposely built this boat so that it was more like a house. One of the things we didn't want to compromise on was things like power. So that was a big thing for us. So most of the money that's spent on this boat has gone into the battery system, just to make sure that we can run a big TV, we can run a big fridge.
Then, can't we, without really compromising. It's basically like a floating flat. So if we want to do this, if we've got the means to do it as well, we don't want to sacrifice on anything really. We're Hayley and Josh, and we live on here with our 3 children, Eli, Myra and Neve. We live on a Y-beam boat and it's 60 foot by 12.5. And a dog and 2 cats.
Yeah,
about them.
Full team.
Yeah,
we've lived on here since last May. It's been challenging. We started off as a sail away, so it literally just came as a shell with spray foam inside, all the ballast and the engine, and we've since basically fitted it out. We did it under a real tight time schedule, so we had 5 months in total before we had to move out of our property to live on here basically. So December 2023 it was delivered, and we got it dropped at a marina called Red Hill Marina, and then I had to travel from Northampton to Red Hill, which is in Nottinghamshire, and I travelled daily to get the work done on the boat. So the electrician, you'll probably see on the top of here, there's a Phil from Pro Electrical. He did all of the electrical side of stuff. We had a carpenter called Felix, and he did all the carpentry throughout the boat, or most of the carpentry. I did the plumbing and some of the basic 12 volt stuff that's in there. So we've got a 7.5 kilowatt lithium system. We have 2.4 kilowatts of solar on the roof. Because of our system being 12 volt, we don't get to utilize the full 2.4 kilowatts, and obviously British weather is never going to give us that. So right now we'll probably be getting about 1300 watts. To supplement that, obviously we can charge from our 175 amp alternator on the engine, and then we have a raw water cooled genset in there as well. So that genset is a 3000 kVA genset, and it's automated via the Victron system, which you'll see when you go inside. Our main goal was to kit this out so that we didn't have any compromises from moving to the house we were in to here. The main compromise we had was size, so obviously we had to downsize and get rid of a lot of things, but you doing this, you realise you just accumulate a lot of stuff you don't need.
You don't need all of it, no.
Yeah. One of the things when we first moved onto the boat, we were a bit nervous before about being in the middle of nowhere, weren't we? Sometimes you're literally in the middle of nowhere. The only way you could be located is via what 3 words? And that puts things into perspective, just how far out you are. And having children, we didn't have a dog at that time. We thought, how can we protect ourselves? So I looked at camera systems and I went for Reolink. So we've got a Duo on the back that's got floodlights. We've got a Duo on the front without floodlights. It's just got the normal lights. And then we've got an AI tracking camera on the roof. So you kind of got full perspective of the boat, but from anywhere. So I can be in a coffee shop somewhere and I can see all around the boat, get notifications if anything comes near the boat.
It's that reassurance, isn't it? Because before we're kind of nervous to all go out together, especially when we first moved on. We just thought, if we're all out and something's happening, someone's untying it or anything, we know nothing about it.
Someone's got to stay here.
Obviously we're about to get back quick enough, but at least we'd know what's going on. Welcome inside our floating home. This is our kitchen. We've got the different bits from IKEA, and then Josh kind of mashed it all together and create our own little custom kitchen because nothing fits with the undergunnels. So as you can see, there's like a little space underneath.
Yeah.
So everything had to be like custom cut to make it fit. The fridge freezer, which is all powered by the electrical system, which Josh will talk you through because I know nothing about it. First moved on, I thought we're probably going to need something smaller. Josh was like, no, we'll definitely keep it. But we have actually needed it really. Like when we're out in the middle of nowhere, I can sort of prep loads of meals without having to worry about trying to get to the shops and stuff. So yeah, it's worth having really. This is our living space. We've got bookshelf, got a nice big TV to keep the kids distracted when we're cruising, which is always good.
Yeah, and you decided to have proper couches, not to build.
Yeah, well, this is sort of temporary at the moment, but we're trying to get a custom built like corner sofa.
Yeah.
Because you can get ones built for narrowboats, which would be perfect.
Oh, really?
So at the moment we just kind of shove the sofas together and pretend corner sofa.
Yeah.
And then we've got homeschool resources on there. And then when I want to do messy play with the kids, I just whip this out. And then we can do messy play without sort of compromising on space and mess, like in a house.
Especially when the weather is.
Yeah, we can sort of set it up outside in the grass as well, in the nice weather. And then in here, I'll just sort of put a mat down, or now we've got rid of the rug, it's quite easy just to clean up.
And homeschooling, how does it work on a robot?
So at the moment they're preschool, so it's just sort of free flow play, and I kind of monitor. I've got a checklist to sort of tick off what bits I need to work on and things like that. In September, Eli will be starting reception, and I've planned all of his lessons already. Everything's printed out in the folder, and I think all the rules have changed with the UK now. Before you wouldn't need to declare that you're homeschooling, but now you do. So where we're registered with a PO box, I have to register with that council, and then I send off sort of documentation just to kind of prove what he's learning and that I'm sort of sticking to the guidelines. But it's all very vague, and there's no set criteria of like national curriculum that we have to follow.
Okay, so but you will be doing the homeschooling. Like,
Yeah.
There is nothing provided by government.
No. So there's nothing like legally you have to follow, but we are really going to kind of follow like the national curriculum with a few adjustments.
Then end of the year, you had or semester, you have to do exams. Or?
So that's the one bit I'm not going to do. I'm not going to make them do any exams until they reach, I think it was 12 when I go. It's like the assessment for secondary.
Yeah.
Because we might do flexi schooling then, or we might get tutors. I used to work in a school, and I don't like the school system, that's what I'll say. Seeing it firsthand, I think throwing 30 children in a classroom who all have different needs, different learning abilities, it's not the best way for them to learn.
Yeah.
So even if we did move back to a house, I think I'd probably still either flexi school or homeschool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you were a teacher before.
I was a HLTA, so it's like halfway between teaching assistant and a teacher, qualified teacher.
Yeah.
I'm doing my psychology masters as well at the moment, which I'm nearly finished.
Okay.
So yeah, busy. This is temporary as well, because obviously there's only 4 seats at the moment. We're gonna take this to my father-in-law's home to store away, and then I think Josh has got an idea about building like a fold-out table and then like foldable chairs. And we can make it a bit bigger than have everyone sat together. Lock for when we're cruising, we can stop them from roaming the boat.
Unlock from kids.
Yeah, the kids and the dog, yeah. So what I normally do is I pull this along safely, and then I can either block them in this area or that area without worrying when we're doing locks and stuff. And then this is their sort of play area. This is their bedroom. Binky the cat. So at the moment, the girls shared the bottom bunk because when we were in the house, they had separate beds, climbed in bed with each other all the time. So we thought, while we can get away with it while they're small, we'll keep it like this. And then I think we're either going to do triple bunks or have the double bunk and then like a pull-out one. And then we're going to do like a built-in wardrobe here, so everything's sort of covered and they can't put everything down every morning because it drives me crazy.
There's enough space for a triple bunk, right?
Yeah,
What
exactly.
is the peak? It's like 220.
To have to ask Josh.
Okay.
He's 6'7" and he doesn't have to crouch, so it's higher than that. But so there's plenty of room really. Like when we first moved on, like they had massive bedrooms at the last house. I was like, oh god, like I don't know if it's the right decision, but kids adapt. Like they've got no problem playing in this room. They sort of make dens over the bed and just utilise the space best we can really. And then this is the bathroom. I'll quickly shut that.
A full bath.
Yeah, full bath. Yeah. Toilet system. So we've got a tank underneath here. Yeah. Basically just works like a normal toilet. We just press empty, wheeze, eco, poops,
so
normal.
You have a black tank on the board.
Yeah. So we put this. I'm not sure what it's called. It's like this eco powder stuff that you can put into the toilet, and it will eat all the bad bacteria.
Okay.
So there's no smell.
Yeah.
And then we've got like a pump out. I don't know what's called a pump out hole thing. Outside, and then we just.
And that is like a boat cruising and collecting, or you have to go.
Sometimes, yeah. There's some of the rivers they'll come over and they'll just sort of suck it out. Or we'll have to go to marinas and then we can do it there.
Yeah. And how often do you have to do it?
If we've had visitors, probably once a week and a bit, like 10 days. If being quite frugal, Flushing, then a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so if we know like we can't get anywhere, we won't flush wheeze. Just do it that way. So this is the rack. When it's pulled out, it's like a giant clothes rack and it's heated. So we just plug it in and then we can hang all the clothes on and it dries in, a day?
Okay.
Most of the stuff.
That's on electricity and it's heating up.
Yeah. So we pop the plug in and then it just heats. You put on a timer as well, which is handy.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you've got 3 young children who make a mess, it's good.
And in England, it's not so often.
Yeah.
You can put
Exactly. Put it out and it gets wet.
Yeah.
And then through here, got the kids' life jackets, quick to grab. This is our bedroom.
You have AC.
Yeah, we got. Oh yeah, definitely. This works amazing in the summer because it gets quite hot in here. I think we're going to look at a way to, because we shove it out the window at the moment. Josh wants to cut a hole in the boat and make it all sort of built in at some point. All the kids' spare toys are in here, so we kind of do like a toy rotation.
Yeah.
So it's not loads of mess out. There's the other cat, always asleep on my pillow. In here we've got the wardrobes. So that's all our clothes storage, folders. Under here we have like more toys, Josh's clothes.
And it's king size or queen size?
Extra. What is it? What's the next one? King? Extra large king? Extra king?
Yeah. Well, in
super king. That's the word.
Super king.
Super king. Yeah. Because that's one thing we didn't want to compromise on. We thought even if we've got no space either side, we just kind of have to jump on. Josh is 6'7" and I'm 5 foot, so it would make no difference to me. But at least he doesn't have to like bend and contort. So
The extra room.
Yeah, well, this is apparently it tidy, but don't like a bit messy. Josh's office. Yeah, it's this where he works.
Extra insulation.
Basically it's office/dumping room at the moment.
It's very spacious and it's very nice how you made the layout that you have this room.
Yeah. And we thought at some point, like, maybe we can sort of shuffle stuff along or maybe get like a little, I can't remember what they're called, no engines. There's like a butty, like a little 10-foot or something boat that we could pull along for Josh's office and storage and then turn this into the girls' room.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's not going to work, that formation, forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks for showing it out.
That's okay.
Okay, thanks for watching. There will be a second video with more information about the house and office system and everything else, so go check that out. And links from guys in the link in the description below, and see you the next one. Cheers!